Hey everyone, welcome back. So in the previous video, we talked about what you might experience as a result of being tattooed with a therapeutic mindset, the potential of the pain. It can be a triggering event, stored trauma or different unprocessed emotions can be accessed, they can resurface, and the pain can also be a doorway for deeper insights. But in this video, we're going to go into some recommendations. I'm going to share how you might engage with your tattoos currently in a way that is therapeutic. We're just going to reframe it. A therapeutic tattoo is a tattoo that's specifically approached and designed intentionally to support your healing, your personal growth, your emotional well being. So instead of being a purely decorative or aesthetic pursuit that's about adornment and how you look, the process involves a lot of self reflection. It involves a lot of intention setting. And often there's the guidance of a practitioner or an artist who understands tattooing's potential as something that's transformational, something that's healing, that it's not a one off experience, that it's process oriented. Sometimes there'll be a network of people that you work with to facilitate this process. It's not just all solely on the shoulders of one person that you're working with. And the end goal isn't just some new design on your skin, but it has real meaning. There's an integrative journey and that it contributes to your overall sense of who you are, what you do in the world, how you fit there, and how you fit in like a broader context as well, whether that's like culturally, communally, within your country, within the world, within the cosmology, within your family, who you are in yourself. So there's a really big picture here. And that's why we are Tattoo Pathway, opposed to just tattooing. We're not just the tattoo club. We're more than tattooing. It's an intentional, process oriented way of receiving your tattoos. It's not just a result driven. It's not instant gratification. It's long term satisfaction. And what we're talking about here is a bit of a relic of the past. We're trying to reinstill something that's been done for a really long time. And we've just had this little wobble, this current epoch of the past few hundred years where it's really got twisted. We're trying to straighten it out. And what we're talking about at Tattoo Pathway, what these videos are about with therapeutic tattooing, there's also intentional tattooing and ceremonial tattooing and sacred tattooing. There's all these terms. And what we're trying to do is bring something into the modern world that has existed in the past. And it's battling with all of these stigmas and all of these inherited prescriptions and programs, the conditioning we have around tattooing. But ultimately, this process is about revealing who you are and getting access to that. It's discovery and uncovering. Tattoos are these breadcrumbs that we have to really engage with ourselves and look at what the internal things are that are trying to represent themselves externally. And so the reason why these videos are so important is because tattooing is an ecosystem, right? And it's really trying to evolve. But we've got to look at the root of the things that we're experiencing at the moment that create disharmony or discord within ourselves and within the community that we're in. And it does require more from its participants. I don't want to just add fuel to the fire, so to speak, and say, yeah, therapeutic tattooing is a thing. I don't think all tattooing is therapeutic. And I think anyone that claims that they're doing something therapeutic or the next level up, ceremonial or sacred, which I'll probably do some other videos about, should be taken very seriously. And they should be audited and screened to make sure that what you're interacting with is the real deal. If someone's gesturing that something's therapeutic, that can be okay. Like we said in the first video, like a therapeutic shopping session or a haircut. But the actuality between someone putting on a costume and claiming to be something, now that's more deceptive. And again, it might be done out of ignorance. That's okay. But that's what this is all about. That's what this education and research layer to the tattoo experience that we're trying to facilitate is all about. So, participate. Let's analyze and evaluate what it is that we currently have in our tattoo industry and tattoo culture that's valuable and beneficial, like the amazing ability to render and represent all the different stories and all the walks of life in such beautiful ways. But let's also excavate the reality of what it is that we're doing, of who it is that we're saying that we are, and try and create a sustainable relationship for ourselves with our tattoo practice, as artists with our clients, and as an industry that's significant and does have an impact on its broader community. So my number one recommendation is to have a long-term relationship with your tattooing, not a sporadic and fleeting one. Understand that it's something that you'll probably be doing for a long time. You might not see it when you get your first tattoo, but people that are doing tattoos see it time and time again and how it unfolds and how it rolls. And if your first one is something that's satisfactory, that feels right and works and offers you some value, why wouldn't you continue to participate in it? Even if it is brief moments that are stretched out throughout time. Developing this long-term relationship and understanding the process is something that's going to be with you, that you're going to carry forward, is really important. The contemporary tattoo culture isn't very good at that, considering it runs off trends and fads and fashion and popularity and appearances. But deep down, there's some worth. There is so much that can be learned from the old school tattoo industry as well that's starting to waver in the new generations. I was talking to a friend recently and we ended up using this analogy to communicate to each other what it was that we were seeing that's happening. You know, both having started 16 plus years ago, is that in the past 5 years or even less, there seems to be this virtual bridge that a lot of people are accessing tattooing along, that totally bypasses this old valley, where the development of the techniques that we currently have, the old maxims of the past that seemingly gate kept the industry, but also protected people that were getting tattooed in a myriad of ways. Old schoolers wouldn't tattoo your hands if you were 18 and you didn't have anything. They wouldn't tattoo your neck. They wouldn't tattoo your face. They understood their equipment really well. It wasn't a disposable throwaway industry. So there was a lot of care and etiquette that was taken. So there's lots of value in the past that can definitely be distilled and delivered into our unfolding tattoo paradigm in a way that's going to be valuable. But there's still a definite lack of guidance for the ease of access and the proliferation of participation in tattooing. Again, especially that people are wanting more out of it. They're wanting it to be intentional. They're wanting it to be therapeutic. They're wanting it to potentially be sacred. And so, in order to actually receive that, you need to get real world guidance. It needs to be something that's an embedded experience of being guided. It can't just be through something flicking on the screen. It can't be something that you've just read in a book. You know, it can't be something that's disconnected or too distant or too fleeting. You need to have a tangible relationship with it. And so, with all that being said, you know, through this whole thread of videos that I've put together trying to convey what it is that I have access to, I just want to reiterate that you're self responsible. That's the first pillar at Tattoo Pathway. Your tattoo journey is your journey. Anything that you get, good or bad, and any experience you have, comfortable or uncomfortable, is ultimately yours to hold and to wear and to come to terms with. So you got to curate it yourself. There's lots of people that can come on board and come alongside you and help in that process, provide benefit. You're going to need someone to tattoo you unless you're going to do it all yourself. You know, you might even need more than that person to allow you to make sense of and have a big picture experience that's well rounded. So I really hope that that was useful for you. Please subscribe to our channel if you want to stay in the loop with our content. Also, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments below. Or if you want to connect with us in a more substantial way than just on YouTube, and you need guidance or direction with your own tattoo journey, or if you're an artist and you want to learn more about what you're doing with your clients beyond the art, this is an open invitation. You can come and join the Tattoo Pathway community and get into it.